Welcome to Femme Fusion Fitness. This 40-minute practice, which is appropriate for both men and women, will stretch, relax, and release your hips, pelvic floor, and inner thigh muscles. You'll need a blanket and to have a wall nearby. Let's get started right away standing up. You want to ground your feet into the floor. Feel as if you're spreading out all of your toes onto the ground and lifting your inner arches. One way to do so is to lift your toes off the floor and then to set them down one at a time. Now keep grounding down through your feet and start twisting your body from side to side, allowing your arms to swing and your head to turn. This is going to help wring out your organs and deep core muscles and really begin to free any stuck and stagnant energy. Breathe steadily as you twist. And allow your hands to gently touch and maybe even gently hit the sides of your body, the sides of your hips, to really begin to move energy, to bring the blood flow to the area of your deep, deep core, your hips, your low back. Keep going just a little bit longer, continuing to ground into your feet, keeping your feet active. Your arms are swinging relaxed at your sides. And slow down those swings. We're going to move on to some jaw release techniques. You can stay facing forward. I'm going to show you from the front and also the side. Place your thumbs under your jaw and your fingertips on the lower part of your cheeks. You're going to begin making circular motions forward. So again, your thumbs are underneath your jawline and your fingers are making circular motions on the masseter muscles. Circular motions massaging the tension out of the jaw. Interestingly, the jaw and the pelvic floor are related in that releasing tension, muscular tension from the jaw area can actually help release the pelvic floor and vice versa. So move your fingers, move your massage, maybe up toward your temples, maybe down a little bit. Wherever feels good to you, massaging gently. And now you're going to place your hands on your hips and do big circles with your hips. These are loose and free hip circles. Allow your knees to bend. Allow your whole body to move in a way that feels really good and really natural. Pretend like you're drawing a circle on the floor beneath you with your hips and just be free and easy with this. Last time here. Finish up, roll your shoulders out, and then we're going to do the same jaw release but on the other direction. So put your thumbs underneath your jawline and now circle back with your fingertips. Rubbing out those masseter muscles of your face and jaw area. Maybe swirling your circles up toward your temple area. Just really enjoying this nice, gentle face massage. Keeping in mind that as you release tension in one area, it actually helps release tension throughout the body due to neuromuscular connections. Gently massage, circling back, the lower jaw, maybe even massaging underneath your jaw with your thumbs. And now we do our hip circles the other direction. So this time I'm circling toward the left. The first time around I was circling toward the right. Try to go the other direction of what you did before and just make them free and easy, loose and gentle. Your knees will move, your upper body will move, your shoulders will move, everything moves in a way that feels good. Breathe steadily. Last one. You're going to need a blanket for the next part. You're probably going to want to have it folded a little bit more, doubled over like I just showed you. Or if you have more flexible hips, then you can sit directly on the mat, but I really recommend starting with a folded blanket underneath your hips. So cross your legs so that one ankle is in front of the other. And we're going to begin with a rounded back exhalation where we're really working into breathing into the back body, the back ribs. So breathing in and breathing out. I want you to breathe into the back body, the back ribs. Let the back lungs expand as you hold onto your knees and really curl your back. Breathing in and out. Thinking about, again, the back lungs, expanding into the back rib cage. Inhaling and exhaling. Now sit up, look up, and clasp your hands in front of you. Same thing. You're curling into a C shape again, and really thinking about breathing, inhaling deeply into the back lungs, and exhaling deeply. Inhale into those back lungs, the back body, and exhale. Last time, inhaling and exhaling. And now drop the hands, look up, gently stretch the front of your neck, and then left ear drops straight toward your left shoulder. So it's a straight side bend, and your right arm goes out to the side. So you should feel a pretty deep stretch in the right side of your neck. Again, left ear to left shoulder, right arm is out to the side. Allow your body to just sort of fall toward the left and breathe into the right side ribs. Breathe in and out into the right side ribs, stretching and opening the right side of the body as you breathe. You should feel it right where I'm showing with my hand as you breathe in and out. Try not to allow yourself to hunch forward. It's a straight side bend to the left. Breathing deeply into the right side ribs. Now use your left hand to help bring your head back up to center. And then we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So take a minute to roll the shoulders back, maybe look up, gently roll your head around just a little bit, look down, look up. Wiggle out the jaw, release, relax the jaw. Maybe even make some sounds. Making some vocalizations can actually also help connect and release and relax the pelvic floor. Now we bring the right ear to the right shoulder and the left arm goes out to the side. So feeling that stretch in the left side of the neck this time, and now let your body just drape down toward the right. So it's really that right side bend where you're feeling that stretch in the left side body. So breathe into your left side ribs. Feel that stretch in the left side of your neck and shoulder area. Breathe in and out into the left side ribs, left side body. Try not to hunch forward. You want to be straight and tall as you lean and side bend toward the right. Breathing deeply. Now gently push your head up with your right hand, back to center. Roll your shoulders back, look up and look down. Wiggle out your jaw. Vocalize an ah. And now bring your feet together in front of you. They can be fairly far out in front of you. They don't need to be too close, but in kind of a butterfly-like position. I want you to start using your thumbs to massage the bottoms of your feet. So just like the jaw and neck area are connected to pelvic floor tension and holding, and release in one area can help release the other area, same thing with your feet. It's really interesting, the connections in the body. Basically everything is connected, but giving your feet some love and some attention, massaging out the bottom of your feet, can actually help relax the pelvic floor. So pull your toes gently outward, away from your body. Continue to massage the bottoms of your feet in whatever way feels good. Maybe use your knuckles to massage the entire bottom of the feet. If you do that, do the same on both sides. And just about another 10 seconds of this. Just take your time, take advantage of this opportunity to treat yourself. And now just gently leave your hands right where they are, providing gentle pressure on your feet, feeling that grounding presence, and then ease up, crossing one foot in front of the other. If you can remember the way your feet were last time, try to switch them so that the other ankle is in front, and sit up nice and tall. Think about making your spine long, your head lifts toward the ceiling, space increases between your ribs and your pelvis. It's like your rib cage is lifting up, floating up and off and away from your pelvis. Lengthening that spine and breathing deeply down into the pelvic floor. Allow your pelvic organs to drop down into your pelvic bowl. Allow everything to just drop and release and relax into the earth, physically. And as you do so, energetically feel the energy travel up through your spine, toward your head, out of the top of your head, and surrounding your body with beautiful, beautiful white light. Now take a deeper breath. Gently move your head up and down. Gently roll your shoulders back. Now before moving into our deeper hip stretches, we're going to do one final release of the shoulder and neck area. So use your fingertips to gently massage into the muscles of your upper traps, the back of your shoulders, the back of your neck, anywhere that feels good. I'm right now using my left hand to massage into my right shoulder and neck muscles. Breathe deeply, maybe release your jaw as you're doing this. Open your mouth, wiggle your jaw side to side, whatever feels relaxing to you. Switch sides and do the same thing on the other side. So use your fingertips to gently massage little circular motions on your opposite neck and shoulder area. As you do this massage of your neck and shoulder area, you might want to release your jaw, let go of any tension that you're holding on to. Open and close the mouth if that feels good to you. You might even find yourself yawning. That's a good thing. Roll those shoulders back, and here we go. We're gonna move into a hands and knees position, so you might wanna move the blanket out of the way just for now, but keep it nearby because you'll need it later. Come onto your hands and knees. Wrists are under your shoulders, fingertips spread wide, knees are under your hips, cat and cow pose. So inhale, and then exhale, belly button to spine, round your back. Inhale, bring your shoulder blades together on your back, and then exhale, shoulder blades come apart, back rounds up toward the ceiling. Inhale, and exhale, shoulder blades apart, back rounds toward the ceiling, belly button pulls to spine. And from here we move into puppy pose or melting heart. So think about melting your heart toward your floor, spreading your sitting bones apart from one another. If you have any pain or tension in your back, then make sure your back's not overly arching. You might want to even engage your abdominals just a tiny bit so that you don't feel like your back is overly arching. You can also place the folded blanket under your head if that feels better to you. Feel that your knees are directly under your hips. You might need to shift your hips back just a little bit or forward just a little bit. So again, your knees are directly under your hips. Breathe deeply and relax. In all of these poses that we're going to be doing, we're going to be holding them for 1.5 to 2 minutes. So during this time, feel that you're sinking into the poses and that you've found an edge of about 4 or 5 on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is really not much of a stretch at all and 10 is a big stretch. You want to be hovering right in the middle. Now gently and slowly come out of the pose. Bring your legs back and come into Sphinx pose where you're on the forearms. Your forearms are parallel. Elbows are under your shoulders. Now prepare to bring your right leg forward so that your knee is bent up in kind of a half frog position here. So your right knee is bent up, your left leg is straight back behind you, and your head can be resting on your hands. In this position, breathe deeply, sink into the floor, and relax. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper into this pose, you can move your hands forward and rest your head down on the floor with the right ear toward the ground, so you're looking toward the left. You're looking away from that bent leg. It's going to increase the intensity of the stretch just a little bit. So if you'd like to rest your head back on your hands with your forehead on your hands, that's fine too. Relax and breathe. Now, very carefully and slowly move that right leg back behind you. Take your time moving it back and come up into Sphinx pose for just a moment. Look your head up and down. And then back into the same pose on the other side. So half frog pose. That left knee comes forward. The right leg is now straight back behind you. Your forehead can do just what it did on the other side. Maybe it rests on your hands. Or if you did on the other side and want to move your head off of your hands, you can look to the right and turn your left ear toward the floor. So you're twisting away from that left bent leg. Whatever you decide to do, just sink into this pose and breathe deeply. Now prepare to bring your left leg slowly and carefully back and come back up into Sphinx pose. Left leg and right leg are both behind you. Elbows under your shoulders. Look up, look down. And now we're gonna sit back into a wide-kneed child's pose. So in this position, bring your feet together and knees far apart. Sit back onto your heels and exhale as you bring your hands forward, crawling them forward into a wide-kneed child's pose. You can have your forehead on the floor or on a blanket, whatever feels better to you. And if you feel any pinching or pain in your low back, then bring your knees closer together. The farther your knees are apart, the more you're going to feel an inner thigh and groin area stretch and pelvic floor release as well. But if you feel any back pain at all, it's very important that you bring the knees closer together. In this position, breathe deeply and relax. Every exhale, feel like you're sinking a little bit further into your heels. Now take a deep breath. Prepare to come out of the pose, crawling your hands back up and then bringing your knees together. Sit down on the floor and bring your left heel toward your right inner thigh. So left heel toward the right inner thigh. Bring your blanket, folded blanket, to the inside of that left foot. The left foot can be farther forward or farther in toward your groin, whatever your comfort level is. You want to feel a stretch, but not too much of a stretch. Now we're going to twist. So bring your right arm toward your left knee as you exhale, and just hold this twist for a few breaths. Sitting up nice and tall as you inhale, and then as you exhale, maybe you can twist a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, release that right hand off the knee, and as you exhale, bring your right elbow down toward the folded blanket. Your head is in your hand. You might need a block on top of that folded blanket or to fold it up again if you can't get down quite that low. If this is too much for you, you can also just stay in the twist that you were just in. This is a bit deep. Your left hand is pressing into your left inner thigh. Breathing deeply, your head is in your right hand and your left hand is pressing into your left inner thigh. In this position, release and relax, feeling a stretch in your right inner thigh and groin area and your left outer hip and inner thigh area as well. Now prepare to come out of this position. Carefully push yourself up, move the blanket to the side, and before you move into the other side, just windshield wiper your legs back and forth, side to side, to help release your back and your hips. Just breathe steadily, dropping one knee at a time and then the other. So same thing, other side. Now you're moving your right foot toward your left inner thigh. It doesn't have to be too close into the groin. It can be in front of you, just whatever feels comfortable for you. Start with that twist where now your left hand is going toward your right bent knee. As you inhale, sit up nice and tall, and as you exhale, try to twist a little bit deeper. Now inhale, and on your next exhale, remove that left hand from the knee and place the elbow, the left elbow, on your blanket. Your right arm is going to be pressing down into the right inner thigh of your bent leg. So the inner thigh, not the knee. Your right hand is on your right inner thigh, gently putting some pressure down. Your head is resting in your left hand. Feel the stretch in your left inner thigh and groin area, and your right inner thigh and groin area, as well as your hip. This is also a great stretch for the back. But remember, if you need less, then you can just stay in the twist that you were in before. Breathe deeply and relax. Out of the pose, move the blanket to the side and drop your knees side to side, windshield wipering your legs, releasing your back, releasing your hips. And you will need a wall nearby for the next pose. So one more time, back and forth, and then come up. So you're sidling yourself up toward the wall, getting nice and close to the point where you're at about a 90-degree angle at your knee and your hips. Bring the right leg, cross it over the left. This is a really nice way to stretch the outer hip on that right leg. So you're going to feel this deeply in the right outer hip. Feel that your back is flat on the ground, straight from your tailbone all the way up to the top of your head. And make sure that your left knee isn't falling out to the side. You want to be sure that your left knee is directly over your left hip. What can happen often is that left knee will want to kind of splay out to the side. So try not to let that happen. Be nice and aligned on the floor. Your pelvis is aligned. Find your alignment and relax. If you'd like to cactus your arms, so bending them at the elbows so they're like cactus arms or goalpost arms, that can feel really nice as well. To release this pose, you're going to slide that right foot so that you're crossing your legs, and just let that right foot kind of dangle and dance up and down a few times. And then set both feet down on the floor and drop one knee at a time, windshield wiper as much as you can. The wall will be sort of in your way, but just do the best you can, windshield wipering one leg toward one side and then the other. Move into the other side, same stretch, other leg. So left foot, left ankle crosses over your right leg. And in this position, you can go straight into those cactus arms, those goalpost arms if you did so on the other side. Just be sure that your spinal alignment is such that your spine is on the floor from the tailbone to the top of your head, and your knee of your right leg is stacked directly over your right hip. So try not to let that right knee splay out to the side. Breathe deeply and relax into this deep hip stretch for your left hip. Now slide that left foot down so you're crossed your legs and dangle that foot just a few times to release. And let both feet down toward the floor, dropping the knees side to side. Now this time, as you drop your knees, roll all the way to the side, and scooch your bum back just a little bit more toward the wall. So you're really close to the wall now, quite close. Maybe just a couple inches. In this position, feel that you're almost mimicking a squat pose. Now you can stay right here as I'm showing in the big picture, or if you want to get really deep, like the squat that's shown in the inset picture, really deep, you can bring your bum even closer to the wall so that it's actually touching the wall. And then put your feet up and you'll feel that you can really get into a deep, deep squat where your elbows are on the inner thighs. And the inner thighs are gently pressing in toward the elbows, and the elbows are gently pressing in toward the inner thighs. Your hands are at prayer at your chest, and your back is straight on the floor beneath you. This is a very deep stretch and a strengthener for the inner thighs. Think of seeing the world from a new perspective when you're in this position. Open your eyes, look at the ceiling, and just kind of laugh at how interesting it is to see the world from a whole new angle. Now, finish up your deep squat on the ground and bring your feet together, holding on to your inner ankles with your hands. Your feet will be touching the wall, they'll be supported by the wall, but you're also supporting your ankles with your hands as well. This is like a little frog stretch. It should feel really relaxing. That last stretch was probably our most intense stretch of the whole class, that squat on the ground. So this should feel really nice and just easy breezy. Take some deep breaths and let go. Now prepare to come into another pose, so bring your legs together and roll to your other side. And if your bum came away from the wall, scoot it really close to the wall again. So you really want to be almost touching the wall with your bottom. Come onto your back and bring your legs up the wall. So you can either stay in this pose here, legs up the wall pose, or you can wrap a yoga strap around your legs with them a little bit wider. I don't have a yoga strap, but I'm showing with the band on the screen, the little bar, what that would look like to have a yoga strap supporting around your ankles. Or you can let your legs drop apart into a full split with your legs. So a full V. If this is comfortable for you, it's a wonderful groin stretch, inner thigh stretch. So make sure that your back is straight on the ground. You feel very supported. Feel that you're completely safe, sinking, supported into the earth, grounded into the earth. You're safe with your legs right where they are. You've got the wall to support you as well. And just breathe. Now prepare to come out of this pose. Use your hands if needed to help you. Bend one knee, place the foot on the wall, bend the other knee, and then come onto your side. And just relax here on your side for a moment. Take a deep breath in this side lying position, curled up into a nice little ball. And then scoot back onto your yoga mat away from the wall and come down through your side. Roll onto your back with your knees bent and drop your knees together and walk your feet apart. So this is kind of a counter stretch to what we were just doing. You might feel like your SIJ, your sacroiliac joints, are kind of widening in this position. It should feel like a nice release for your low back and your sacroiliac joints. So knees are together, feet are apart. And now place your right hand under your low back. As you exhale, press into that hand, that right hand. As you inhale, let your low back arch just a little bit. Breathe into your belly. And as you exhale, press your back into your hand, flattening your low back to the floor. Inhale, let your low back arch. And as you exhale, press your low back flat, maybe switching the hand that's under you just so you can be even. Inhale, release. And exhale, flatten your low back into your hand, pressing down into the floor. Last time here, inhale, release. And this time as you exhale, straighten out your right leg and then your left leg. Your hands are out on the ground beside you. Let your legs flop apart. Let your arms be relaxed. Feel that you're lengthening your spine. The tailbone all the way to the crown of the head is in one straight line. Scan your body from the top down to your toes. Feel the back of your head getting heavy into the floor. The backs of your arms heavy into the floor. The back of the pelvis, the sacrum, the backs of the thighs and the calves, your heels. Everything is heavy, sinking down into the floor. Breathe deeply. And know again that you are safe, you are grounded, you are stable, and that you are perfect just as you are. Take one more deep inhale and exhale, and then carefully roll onto your side. And then as you exhale, when you're ready, press yourself up into a seated position. Come into a comfortable seat. And as always, roll your shoulders back, reach your arms up toward the sky, and then exhale, bring your hands toward your heart. Thank you so much for participating in this class. I hope you feel relaxed, released, flexible, and strong. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and tell a friend who might need it as well. And if you're interested in learning more about joining my inner circle, please go to femfusionfitness.com/inner circle. Until next time, remember, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter.